Ghostbusters 2016. So in case you've been living on an alleged sexist rock, you pretty much know that this movie has been having quite a big amount of hate. Now, as the hate justifies, is it good? Is it bad? Does this movie suck? Does it need to be blown to smithereens and never be seen again? Well, I'm proud to say that this movie is just kind of there. That's pretty much what it is. Now, granted, this movie does have a big battle inside of the film, and I'm not talking about shooting a ghost inside of his dick. I'm talking about the fact that the film doesn't know if it wants to be an homage to the original or if it wants to be its own thing, because there's a lot of references, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of fan service, a lot of cameos, a lot of all that, and that's great, that's fun to see. But unfortunately, I do feel like there's so much of that kind of in here, and a lot of story beats that kind of feel the same, to the point where it just feels like there's really nothing much here other than the great stuff from the original movies. And then when you look at the new stuff, it's not really that impressive. Now, overall, I do think Paul Feig is actually a pretty decent director. Unfortunately, his type of style of directing does not fit well in here. It did not work, and therefore you get a bit of a disappointing cast with chemistry that you would think would actually be through the roof, but unfortunately it's just kind of mild. Now, Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones, they do a pretty decent job. Kate McKinnon is kind of doing her thing, but unfortunately it seems like she's kind of still new to acting, and she still seems like her and Leslie Jones feel like they're very much in a sketch comedy thing. And that's kind of what this film feels like. It does feel like a little bit of an SNL thing. Now, granted, I did like the girls, and I do feel like they are likable enough. Unfortunately, I just feel like they're not really that funny. Paul Feig's type of comedy in here just really didn't mesh well, and a lot of the scenes just aren't funny. Some jokes run on and on, whether it be with Hemsworth or, you know, a Chinese guy, whatever it may be. The thing about the film is that it does kind of come across as like man or girl power type of thing, where all the men either are stupid or dumb or whatever you want to call it, and then it's just like, what? Because there's a lot of things in here, like I said, you know, at the end, the final climax is them shooting kind of the Ghostbusters thing right inside of the dick, and then that's kind of how it ends, just in general. Some of the funniest parts tend to be kind of like Chris Hemsworth, and no, that's not a sexist thing, that's just what I naturally see inside of the film, and that's just a testament to the point where I feel like if Chris Hemsworth could be funny, then everybody else could be funny just in general. So maybe it was the fact that Hemsworth had more things to kind of improvise with, and everybody else had to stick kind of, it felt like they were more contained for some reason, just in general. Now, overall, I think this movie does have some chuckles here and there, and the special effects, even though they do look like Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed, they're okay for the most part. I think it does feel like a decent enough time at the movies for someone, but not necessarily for the people that really love Ghostbusters. What is my opinion on it? My opinion, as I said, is just that it's okay. It's not the best movie in the world, but boy, if you're a fan of Ghostbusters, you're gonna fucking shit on this movie because it's not that great. Overall, I think the movie does kind of finish off kind of decently. Unfortunately, also, the film is 2 hours long, and it just feels like it goes on and on and on, and it just drags. It has like bad pacing. Sometimes there may be some editing issues, for the most part, and you know, obviously the music stuff or whatever it may be is not that great, you know, the Missy Elliott stuff, but overall, like I said, there's an end credits thing and they're kind of setting up stuff, and those are kind of cool to see. Sigourney Weaver pops up, those are nice to see, but as I said, the best parts of this movie sometimes seem like it's the references or the cameos from the previous films, and then it leaves the new film just feeling empty, and then it kind of just feels like it's just rehashing stuff that we already seen before, which really doesn't make that much sense. Most people would have preferred a, you know, passing of the torch, and I would have, you know, kind of accepted that also, but it is what it is. And then the villain, for some reason, is like a creepy, weird, believe it or not, they take jabs, I hate to say it, but they take some jabs at particular fanboys for the most part. And I feel like a lot of people may or may not like that. So, like I said, they're just poking the beehive right now. And that's going to be on their own fault. If it fails, that's on them. You know, it's not going to be my fault. But look, you can see it if you want. That's up to you. Comment, subscribe, and like. It's not my wallet. It's yours. Waste your money. Use your money. It's your thing. That's me. I'm signing out.